Are Scandinavian languages mutually intelligible or not? Imagine visiting a Scandinavian country and hearing different languages that sound similar but not quite the same. That's what makes understanding these languages both fascinating and sometimes tricky. The main Scandinavian languages are Danish, Norwegian, and Swedish. They all come from Old Norse, which was spoken hundreds of years ago. Because of this shared history, their written forms are quite similar. You can often read a Norwegian newspaper and understand a Swedish one easily. The same goes for Danish, especially in writing. However, when it comes to speaking, things get more complicated. Danish pronunciation is quite different from Swedish and Norwegian. Danish sounds softer and more nasal, which can make it harder for Swedes and Norwegians to understand. On the other hand, Norwegian and Swedish are more similar in how they sound, so they are easier to understand when spoken. Norwegians tend to understand both Danish and Swedish better than Danes or Swedes understand each other. That's partly because Norwegians have watched a lot of Swedish TV since the 1960s. This exposure helps them understand Swedish better. Many Norwegians also find Danish easier to understand, especially in written form. But some Norwegians from certain regions might find Danish harder to follow when it is spoken. Swedish speakers often find Danish pronunciation quite different, making it harder to understand Danish spoken language. Swedish pronunciation is closer to how it is written, which helps Swedes read Danish better but not speak it easily. Dialects also matter. For example, a Danish dialect from Bornholm can be very different from standard Danish and confusing even for other Scandinavians. Other Nordic languages like Icelandic, Faroese, Finnish, and Greenlandic are not mutually understandable with Danish, Norwegian, or Swedish. They are too different in sounds and grammar. All these language similarities and differences help shape the region's shared heritage and identity. They make communication easier across borders and support cultural ties. Even with some challenges, these languages show how connected the Scandinavian countries are through their history and everyday life.